Now, it is no secret that I'm not exactly an enormous Halloween guy. I think I've made that pretty clear over the years. So when I say that Monday Night Football was scary, it's got nothing to do with trick or treating or some lame adult costumes or any of that crap. Last night was just scary. Scary for Bengal fan because the Bengals were scary bad. Like, I kept waiting for the Browns to show up and be the Browns at some point. I did not expect the Bengals to lay down like that and get beat down like that. Like, the Battle of Ohio was frankly a lot more of an ass beating than it was an actual battle. Because holy crap, did the Bengals get their asses beat last night? The dog pound turned into a Bengals house of horrors. And again, not because it was Halloween. It's just because of how horrendous and how horrific Cincinnati was in that game. The Bengals offense had just come off 2 straight weeks of being scary good. And yet they somehow turned that into 4 horrendous quarters of primetime football last night. I mean, yeah, it's a given. Obviously, they were missing Jamar Chase. Didn't take a genius to know that that was going to have an impact on this game, maybe even a pretty large impact on this game. And it didn't take a genius to see that it did have a large impact on this game. I just didn't expect it to have that large of an impact. They have other weapons. Maybe not one like him, but other weapons. Which is why it's just awesome that Chase injury broke about 10 minutes after we tracked Jim Rome's big head bets last week. Like I'm constantly telling you, man, the betting game is hard, dog. The betting game is hard. Although the head himself still had a winning week. If I'm not mistaken, I think he had a 5-2 week. But that was brutal last night. You see, the thing about Jamar Chase, maybe you can't next man up Jamar Chase. However, Jamar Chase does not block on the offensive line. And apparently, neither does anybody else currently suiting up for Cincy. Because Burrow got absolutely rocked by that Cleveland pass rush to the point where he even looked a little bit spooked. Little bit spooked. You know, I kind of got into it on our podcast, Jim Rome's Big Head Bets. And the point that I made to James Kelly was the incredible thing about Joe Burrow is this dude just keeps getting up. No matter how many times he gets hit, this dude just keeps getting up. Yet not as much last night. He got up. But man, he was, quote, this is the new line you always hear, quote, not on time. Couldn't stay on time because he had no time. Have you ever seen that guy get it out faster than he did last night? Because he had no time the entire game. Ugly, scary, and not just because it was Halloween, but because the dude was getting hunted all night long. That's why he looked spooked to me. Jamar Chase, also, yeah, I know, they were without him. Option number 1. But he can't block on the offensive line, and he can't play defense either. And by the way, that Bengals defense was pretty damn good coming in. They were pretty damn good coming in and pretty much damn no-showed last night. My point is this. Losing Jamar Chase is not good, but there was that blow not good. See, I can't stop myself. Even I can't get rid of the JT. What I'm saying to you is there was a lot more wrong with the Bengals last night other than them just being down their number 1 receiver. Like basically everything else, it was all wrong, and it was pretty alarming. Remember, they got off to a slow start, but it seemed like they had turned it around, hit their stride, and they were once again the Bengals. Then Chase goes down, and then that. So who the hell are they really? Which team are they? It would be great if Zach Taylor could jump in here and help me figure this out because I'm not sure who or what they are. I need the coach to clear up how that thing got that out of hand that fast and why there was no adjustment or reaction. His point was, actually, it's really easy. Question was, how did that get away from you so quickly? Oh, that's really easy. That's really easy. Yeah, no, the question was, actually, what they meant by the question was, how the hell did that happen? What happened? How did that happen? Yeah, I mean, I know that it's really easy to have it get away from you really quickly, but Why did that happen? How did that happen? I mean, that's the job, right? What I'm saying is it's not supposed to be really easy to curb stomp your football team, a team that went to the Super Bowl last year that's loaded. So, again, to the question, who are the Bengals? Like, who are they? Like, what are we doing here? I can't stop doing it. I can't believe it. For 25 years, I never, ever once suffered from jungle Tourette's, and now I can't stop.
Like, what are we doing?
Like, what are we doing here? Like, who are they? Like, what are we doing here?
What am I here for?
Taylor said after the game, like he knew that was coming. Like, which team are you? What are we doing here? Who are you? He said, quote, I'm confident that's not who we are. End of quote. Hope so, Z. I hope that's not who you are, because that's sure as hell who you were last night. And on the whole, who you are and what you are is a 4-4 football team that has already taken L's to the likes of Mitch Trubisky, Cooper Rush, and now Jacoby Brissett. Truth is, I've got no idea who or what they are at this point, because I was starting to buy in again. I'm pretty sure the Bengals have no idea who or what they are at this point. The only thing I know for sure is that they need Jamar Chase. And that's pretty rough, because that's not a one-week injury. He's expected to miss 4 to 6. He's dealing with a hairline hip fracture and a torn labrum. In other words, they're all dealing with, Yeah, I know, C-Town. Hey, Rome, what about us? What about us? It's not all about what the Bengals didn't do. It's about what we did to them. I'll give you that. Thanks for finally showing up, C-Town. Like, on the flip side, the Browns. Cleveland! Yeah, I mean, this is for you, but this is the Browns team that everybody has been waiting on all season long, even without Deshaun Watson. We've all been waiting for them to do what they did last night. Be much better defensively, run the hell out of it, get after the quarterback. And that's what they did. Now, I'm not going to be one of those guys, and a lot of people were saying this morning. I'm not saying this. I'm not going to say that win saved their season. I don't know that. I don't even know if I believe that. But I know this. A loss there probably would have ended their season. So I'll give you that. Drop to 2-6. Teams that go 2-6 or start 2-6 generally do not make the playoffs. So I'm not going to say they saved their season, because they have to stack wins like that, continue to play like that, but they may have ended their season if they lost last night. I guess what I'm saying is this. I'll do some more math. 3-5 feels a hell of a lot better than 2-6, even if you should be 6-2 or 7-1. Incredibly, you want an incredible stat. They're now 5-0 against Joe Burrow. The Browns have won 5 straight over Cincinnati. And again, last night, they didn't just win. They bullied the Bengals. They beat them down. So even without Jamar Chase, the Bengals were one of the last teams that I would circle on the calendar as a get-right game. But that was clearly the Browns' best effort of the season when they had to have it. You know, the type of effort that could actually jumpstart them and their season, even 8 weeks in, I should say. Because they rolled into that game on a 4-game losing streak. The only teams that they had beaten this year were the Panthers and Steelers. They were frustrated. They were struggling. They were circling. They were flatlining. I mean, they're about to go belly up. And then, right when they needed it most, their Ohio rivals showed up and took an enormous dump in their pants.
You have a big dump in your pants.
And bailed them out. And that's not to take away from some big-time Browns performances. Nick Chubb got nice, and why wouldn't he? He's the best back in the league. I've said it a million times. I said it on our podcast. But you feed that guy 35 times every single game. He can handle it. Nobody can stop him. Amari Cooper got nice.
A million.
Except for that pick, but that didn't matter. Myles Garrett got nice, always. Hell, even Jacoby Brissett got nice. Jacoby Brissett got so nice over everybody else getting so nice that he was feeling himself so much that he even pulled this stunt in garbage time. Wow, dude, really? My man, really feeling himself. Man, you know things are good and nice or bad or horrible for the other side when Jacoby Brissett is just casually taunting you and clowning you at the line of scrimmage.
Almost got you, 55.
You know, that wasn't the old gunslinger back in the day before he turned into a really bad guy. It's not even Josh Allen today. That's Jacoby Brissett, like, yo, almost got you, 55. Like, he's having a good old time, just talking junk, taunting the opposition.
Come blitz. Come blitz.
Come blitz. Come blitz. Come and get some. Come and get some. That's how much the Browns were feeling themselves. And frankly, that's how bad the Bengals were last night. That Jacoby Brissett was mocking them at the line of scrimmage.
Almost got you, 55.
The only buzzkill really after that game was when Kareem Hunt was facing questions about the swirling rumors ahead of today's 4 p.m. Eastern trade deadline, which we will track. There was a big deal, by the way. Ravens pull off a big deal. Anyway, Kareem Hunt is somebody who's been on that trade block allegedly, reportedly. He wants out. He doesn't want out. He wants a new contract. Either way, you knew those questions would come up after the game, and he was prepared for them. Prepared all right. He threw on a Joker mask. If you're a Browns fan, is that good news or bad news? I don't really know. I don't think it's up to him. I don't think he's saying, get me out of here. I think what he's saying is, I'm prepared to be moved. We'll see what they do. I'm a football player. I'll get down either way. So we'll see. My personal opinion is, I don't have their issues with the cap. I don't have to look ahead. I don't have to build. I know this. You can't tell me right now, as they try to salvage their season, turn it around, you can't tell me that they're better without that guy than they are with him. That's a difference maker in the best backfield in the NFL. However, they may have different plans. We'll see. Trade deadline's coming up in a number of hours. As far as the video, I wish you had seen it, or maybe you have. I can't really get over that Joker mask. And him kind of mumbling through a mask about maybe getting traded, which is kind of my entire point about adult Halloween. It's just weird. It's not even weird. It's lame. It's lame. That was a little weird. That was a little unsettling. That was even borderline creepy. But I'm going to save the word scary for the Bengals. Man, scary bad. Scary lost without Chase. Scary looking like a team that's not going to be in any way able to hang with the AFC's top dogs, the Bills and the Chiefs. They're not in that class. They're not in that class. Not without Chase. You know how I know they're not in that class? You know how I know they can't hang with the Bills and Chiefs? Because they couldn't hang with the Browns. The Browns beat them down. As far as UC Town and the Browns, welcome to the party, pal. We've been waiting all year for that. And I know they lost a series of games by a few points. No, that's the Browns. I'm not talking about finding ways to win close games. I'm talking about showing up and punching somebody in the face. Dominating. Pounding the ball out on the ground. D'ing up. And they did. That's what I've been waiting on. The Bengals, on the other hand, to me, were just unrecognizable. I had concerns about that game going in. The Big Head and I both laid the points. But I did not see that beatdown coming at all. At all. And that's the whole thing about the NFL. You never know. Two things about the NFL right now. One, week to week, you never know. And if somebody says they do know, they're lying. Well, except for maybe the Head. The Head is like 6 for 8 on winning weekends. Week to week, you do not know. And one more thing. This gambling game is hard, dog. It's fun. It's fun, but it's hard, dog. It is hard.